You're watching the Tarot Insight channel. There's a divine feminine, and what I'm getting is that she actually wanted a relationship because she just likes to have a close friend. It's a best friend with all the bells and whistles, the whole enchilada, all that there. And so she has manifested this very sexy energy from herself, evidently. There's manifestation coming in here. The issue is that she really is she has a nurturing spot. She's a nurturing type of person. And the reason why it's an issue is because she hasn't been able to find anyone to nurture outside of her own family. And now she has gotten lucky, so lots of suitors have been approaching her. The only thing is that she's seeking that fairness in a relationship still, because the people who are approaching her, they're either coming at her saying something raw and raunchy, off the back, something very assertive, like what they'd want to do to her or what have you, as opposed to just being like friendly. So that's just not what she's looking for, per se. Someone objectifying her, saying what position they like to try. just walking up to her, and she's not dressed provocatively or anything. And so she's wanted to really stop that type of behavior. She's wanted to, and really, I'm getting that a lot of these guys have kind of like been cooped up or something. They haven't felt safe, I guess, going out to clubs or socializing much. So their animalistic side is coming out. And so, yeah, she's just not feeling some of the approaches and the advice about the way that these guys are approaching her. It's just to be disciplined, like let them know, like if they look, if someone looks halfway decent, you can still, the advice for her is to still be disciplined, like in her approach of, well, that's not going to happen unless, we get to that point, and you're going to have to stop talking to me for us to get to that point. We have to get to know one another or what have you. You just have to be disciplined in the way you deal with people who come towards you. You don't have to necessarily cut them off because, maybe that's why they're single, because they don't know how to approach someone. They're using the wrong pickup lines. So the other advice is there are going to be two choices coming in that are actually going to be people who it could actually work out with. And you don't have to have any worries there. You may have worries that you're going to find someone who is ratchet, like someone from the past. This divine feminine is feeling like, that's why she's worrying. She's thinking, oh, I'm not really trying to go through some of the stuff, that I put up with before. And the advice is to allow yourself to feel. If someone makes you feel like reproach, if someone makes you feel some type of disgusted way, just feel it all the way through, and ask yourself, if they can conquer that type of way of looking at females, or way of looking at this divine feminine at some point, like, give them a little bit of space. Don't try to shut them down off the back, because they're all coming in like that. Like, everyone who is approaching this divine feminine is coming in as the same things that remind her of someone who, she just gets totally turned off, or again, just saying sexually explicit things that, she's just not that kind to really. If anything, it kind of provokes her to feel like, oh, this person is only, out for one thing. And Temperance is coming in. So just, a little give and take, a little interest, a little just give them a little bit of interest at a time. Like, maybe you'll get to know another side of someone, one of these fellas, one of these guys who keeps, persistently saying various things, because I'm getting that this divine feminine has shut so many people down who have come at her, and they just keep coming. And I think it is coming in as being a sign of the times that we're living in. Very judgmental. The men are very judgmental of the women, and the women are very judgmental of the men. So that's what the issue is here, which is why that advice came in, just getting to know them little by little, because maybe one of them is trying to be something he's not. Maybe, his friends are giving him that advice to come at you in that type of way, and maybe they view it as manly, but really it's just a complete turn off and agitating. So let's see why the universe has this energy around. Okay, so there's a lot of emotional upheaval. So either this divine feminine has emotional upheaval to work through and not project it onto the guys who are coming at her in this raunchy fashion, or either I'm getting that there are a lot of potential suitors who they're just really emotional. They have a lot of upheaval themselves. Let's see if I can get some clarity for the people coming at this divine feminine. They are very anxious, very ambivalent. They're unsure as to how to act. They're thirsty. I'm getting some severe thirstiness. And as far as her, this divine feminine is giving off this luxury is coming in here, actually being able to handle herself, enjoying the ability to fend for herself and enjoy the things she likes to for herself. This is luxury for her, being single, and yet she wouldn't mind meeting someone, but she has her own mindset. She likes going to bed when, at her own time, moving at her own pace, not feeling pressured to do anything as far as sexually or what have you, if she just doesn't feel like it. And so this is the energy that is apparent, and it's coming up off of her. That's because that's her energy. And somebody feels defensive. So a lot of the males, I guess, are coming in defending, a man's right to be thirsty, to be aggressive because of that testosterone there. So that's what's coming in. here. Also, what's coming up for this divine feminine is she is going to absolutely feel like, okay, well, I met a gentleman before who didn't talk to me in that manner, and what have you. So that is going to be something that her mind toys with. What's up with most of these men? Are they coming up like, okay, so they just really they want this celebration. They just want to have fun. So it's like, you know how the song goes, girls just want to have fun, right? So a lot of the men who are coming at this divine feminine, they just actually want to have fun themselves. It may not be the same kind of fun. It's just, you know, they really don't mean any harm. And I feel like she's taking it very personally because she, you know, has a past where, you know, she just if she hears something like that, she expects other behavior that is vulgar. And that's why she's been so ready to go the opposite direction when people come on too strong. Again, the advice is coming in just to be moderate. And just wait for someone to, you know, be inspiring and be someone who is going to give as much as she's willing to give. I do feel like this person is going to be coming in. As far as if they have been vulgar or not, she probably has walked away from someone who it could actually work out with, because it's showing that, yeah, this divine feminine walked away from someone who it actually could work with. And they're probably going to come back if she's ready to take that risk with someone who is, you know, maybe they've expressed themselves inconsiderately at some point in time. What's going to help them to really understand that it's not something that this divine feminine likes. Just seeing how this divine feminine has reacted differently than other women who they've approached in this same manner. Someone is going to, it's going to like be something they figure out, that this divine feminine is different. So maybe I have to step to her correctly. So as soon as their tone and their choice of words changes, I don't think it's something that this divine feminine is going to forget. Like if someone approached her offensively and then they try to talk to her again, what is going to be something that really makes this divine feminine think that, hey, maybe they can. What's coming into play here is just being resilient in the dating world. That forgiving resilience. Because this divine feminine has been seeing people talking like that as, you know, a red flag. Total red flags, one after the next. Is it cool? Is it a good thing? For sure it's a good thing, because this divine feminine is zeroing in on that shadow side, that devil aspect coming in with the people who are trying to get at her, trying to come towards her. Why is it that the person who this divine feminine would like, the type of energy this divine feminine would like. Why is it that it is escaping her? Is there no energy at all like that in the world? Well, what's coming into play here is some conflict. So there is a conflict going on around this divine feminine, and there are some conflicted vibes that are just radiating. And so it's going into everything that the people who are approaching her are on. I mean, there's so much conflict around that it's just affecting how they approach this divine feminine. So if the divine feminine decides not to give anyone a second rundown, a second show, a second opportunity, is coming in as eventually she will still find another companion, and she will also be healing. This divine feminine is going to be in a better place to mentally ignore some of the shadiness, and also this divine feminine's companion is still going to be there. I'm still going to come around no matter what. Like, I feel like what this is showing me is even if this divine feminine ends up giving someone else a chance, just forgives them for their remarks and tries to get to know them, get beyond the remarks, I still feel like either they're going to wind up being this companion or someone else is going to come in and be a companion if this other relationship doesn't work out. And it's all about just having that drive to be able to, you know, take a chance on someone. And that's what's up.